to Speak English Anyway, a place where confidence matters more than perfection, and every voice deserves to be heard.
Hey people, I'm Linda.
And I'm Ethan, and today we're going to make you slightly uncomfortable.
We are because today we're doing the mistakes, the ones almost every learner makes and almost nobody corrects.
And that's the part that gets me. These aren't rare mistakes, they're everywhere. Millions of people make them every single day.
And people understand you perfectly, so nobody stops you. They just let it go.
Which is kind of them, but it means you can make the same mistake for 10 years and never find out.
So today, we're being the friend who tells you, gently, with love.
And I want to say something before we start because I know how this feels. If you recognize yourself today, that's good news, not bad news.
Say more about that.
Because you can't fix something you don't know about. So hearing your own mistake today means you can stop making it tomorrow. That's a gift, not an embarrassment.
And I'd add, I have made every single one of these in another language. Every one.
So we're not standing above anyone here.
Not at all. Let's start with the most common mistake in the entire world. Ready?
Go on.
I have 25 years.
And this one is so understandable because in a lot of languages, that's exactly how you say it. You have an age.
In Spanish, Portuguese, French, Italian, you have years. It's completely logical.
But English decided to be different. In English, you are the age. I'm 25.
You don't possess it, you are it.
And here's a small memory trick that helped me. In English, you also say I'm hungry and I'm tired. English uses I am for states of being, and age is treated the same way.
And there's a second half to this one that people miss, the question itself.
How many years do you have?
Exactly, which is very logical and completely wrong in English. We say, how old are you?
And notice it uses old even for a baby. You ask a 2-year-old, how old are you? Nobody says, how young are you?
That would be lovely, but no.
And here's a small related one, talking about someone else's age. She has 30 years becomes she's 30. Same rule, same fix.
And you can drop the word years entirely. I'm 25. Done.
Which is another example of English being shorter than people expect. You don't need years old unless you want it. So I'm 25. And if you're asking, how old are you?
Next one, and this one is so common that I hear it every single week. I'm agree.
Oh, this is a big one. And again, very logical, because in many languages, you'd use to be there.
But in English, agree is a verb, not an adjective.
Explain the difference simply, because that word adjective scares people.
Of course, an adjective describes you. Happy, tired, tall, and you use I am with those. I am happy.
But a verb is an action. Run, eat, think, agree. And with actions, you don't say I am. You just do the action.
You don't say I am run, you say I run.
So it's I agree. 2 words, that's it.
And it feels too short, doesn't it? That's why people add am, because I agree sounds too small to be a whole sentence.
It does feel bare, but it's complete. I agree. I disagree. I agree with you.
And notice agree with, not agree to you. That's the second half of this mistake.
That's worth stopping on. I agree with you. I agree with that. Always with when it's a person or an opinion.
And agree to exists, but it means something different, accepting a plan. I agreed to meet him.
So with for opinions, to for arrangements. And honestly, 90% of the time you'll want with.
And there's a cousin of this mistake that's just as common. I'm agree has a brother. I'm disagree.
Same fix. I disagree.
And here's a softer option that people often want because I disagree can feel a bit direct.
What's the gentler version?
I'm not sure I agree, or I see it a bit differently. Both much softer.
And that's genuinely useful in a work meeting where I disagree might land harder than you intended.
And one more in this family, I'm think, which people say occasionally when they're nervous.
Also a verb. I think. And that one is everywhere in real conversation. I think so. I don't think so. I think you're right.
I think so is a wonderful little phrase, actually. It answers a question without committing fully.
It's the polite maybe. Very English. So the fix here is simple. Just delete the am. It'll feel wrong for 2 weeks and then completely normal.
Now, here's one that I love because it's so close to being right. Explain me this.
Ooh, yes. Very common.
And the meaning is completely clear. Nobody would misunderstand you. But the correct version is, explain this to me.
And why is that? Because tell me this is fine, isn't it?
It is, and that's exactly why this mistake happens. English is inconsistent here.
So some verbs let you put the person straight after and some don't.
Exactly. Tell me the answer. Fine. Give me the book. Fine. Send me the file. Fine.
But explain me the answer? Wrong. Describe me the house? Wrong. Suggest me a film? Wrong.
And there's no beautiful logic to it. It's just how those particular verbs behave.
So let me give people the practical rule because there's a small pattern. With explain, describe, suggest, and recommend, you need to me and it goes at the end.
Explain this to me. Describe it to me. Suggest a film to me.
Although with suggest and recommend, it's often more natural to say, can you suggest a film? And skip the person entirely.
That's a good escape route. If you're not sure, leave the person out.
Can you explain? Can you recommend something? Both perfect, and you've avoided the whole problem.
And here's one from the same family that I hear constantly. Answer me this question.
Which sounds fine, but isn't quite right. It's answer this question.
You don't need the person at all. The verb answer already has the question in it.
And if you want the person, answer me on its own works. Answer me. But you can't have both.
English is fussy about this in ways that genuinely don't make sense.
And here's my honest comfort for people. Native speakers cannot explain these rules either. Ask an English person why it's explained to me, but tell me, and they'll just say, it sounds right.
Which is not helpful at all.
Completely unhelpful. So please don't feel stupid for not seeing a pattern. There isn't one. It's memorization, and that's allowed.
Here's another one. How is called this?
Or, how is it called? Both very common.
And in English, we say, what is it called? Not how.
And this is a translation issue again, isn't it?
Yes, lots of languages use their word for how here, but English uses what.
And here's how I remember it. You're asking for a name, a thing. And what asks for things. How asks for a method.
How is about the way something happens. How did you get here? How does it work?
But a name isn't a method. So it's what. What's it called? What's this called in English?
And that last one is genuinely one of the most useful sentences a learner can own.
It's brilliant because it turns any object into a free lesson. You point at something and someone teaches you the word.
Now, a related one. What means this?
Ah, also very common. And the correct version is, what does this mean?
Because mean is a verb here, and in a question we need does.
And that's the pattern behind an enormous number of learner mistakes, honestly. In English questions, we add a helper word, do, does, did.
What does this mean? Where does he live? When did you arrive? And here's a question-related one that trips almost everyone. You know where is the station?
Ah, the word order inside a question.
The correct version is, do you know where the station is?
And that's a strange one because you flip it back.
Exactly. In a direct question, it's where is the station? But inside a bigger sentence, it goes back to normal order, where the station is.
So the question mark is at the start of the sentence, not in the middle.
That's a nice way to put it. The question is, do you know? And everything after that is a normal statement.
Do you know where he lives? Not where does he live? Can you tell me what time it starts? Not what time does it start?
And this one is genuinely worth practicing because it comes up whenever you ask for help.
Which is constantly when you're new somewhere. It's one of the highest value fixes on this whole list.
Now let's do a group of small ones because these come up constantly.
Rapid fire.
Number 1, I have a doubt.
Oh, this one is huge, especially for Spanish and Portuguese speakers.
And in English, doubt means you don't believe something. I doubt he's telling the truth.
So if you say, I have a doubt in a class, it sounds like you're suspicious of the teacher.
Slightly dramatic.
What you actually mean is, I have a question. So say that, I have a question, or can I ask something?
Number 2, make a photo.
In English, we take a photo, take a picture, take a selfie.
And that's a collocation, just which words go together. There's no rule. You simply learn the pair.
And here are a few more pairs worth having. You make a mistake, not do a mistake. You do homework, not make homework. You take a shower, not make a shower.
Make, do, take. Those 3 cause a lot of trouble.
They do, and the honest advice is, don't try to find a rule. Learn them as pairs, like small phrases.
Number 3, I'm boring.
Oh no, this one is painful.
Because you mean I'm bored. But I'm boring means you are the boring thing.
And this pattern covers a lot of words: interested and interesting, confused and confusing, excited and exciting.
The id one is how you feel. The ing one describes the thing. Let's do a few more quick ones because these are everywhere. I have 20 years old. That's the 2 mistakes combined.
The double. Pick one and it's still wrong.
Next, people is. People is plural. People are.
And that one catches people because people doesn't end in an S, so it doesn't look plural.
But it is. 1 person, 2 people.
And here's another. I go to home.
No to with home. I go home. I'm going home.
But you do say, I'm going to the office, to the shop, to school. Home is the odd one out. It refuses the to.
Now, here's one that surprises people because it feels correct. I am living here since 2020.
Ah, the tenses one.
The correct version is I have lived here since 2020 or I've been living here since 2020.
And can you explain why, simply? Because tenses terrify people.
Of course, when something started in the past and is still true now, you use have.
So the key word to watch for is since or for.
Yes, since 2020, for 5 years. Those 2 words almost always want have.
I've lived here for 5 years. I've known her since school. I've worked there for 2 months.
And that's a very practical shortcut. If you see since or for with a time period, reach for have.
And I want to be honest with people about this one. This is genuinely harder than the others.
It is. The others are single words. This one is a whole system.
So don't expect to fix it in a week. But the since and for trick will catch most of the situations you'll actually be in.
And let me add one more thing about this tense, because there's a version that confuses people even more.
Which one?
The difference between I've lived here for 5 years and I lived here for 5 years.
Ah, one of those means you're still here, and one means you left.
Exactly. I've lived here for 5 years, still here. I lived here for 5 years, finished. You moved away.
And that's a real difference in meaning, not just grammar. That one could actually confuse somebody.
It could. Someone might think you've moved when you haven't.
So that's a good example of when grammar matters. Most of these mistakes are cosmetic. People understand you anyway. But this one changes the message.
And that's how I'd prioritize, honestly. Fix the ones that change meaning first.
The cosmetic ones can wait. And one more small one, informations. There's no plural. Same with advice, furniture, luggage, money. If you need to count them, say a piece of advice, 2 pieces of luggage. That's the escape route for all of them.
So let's gather them all up, because I want people to leave with the corrections, not just the mistakes.
I have 25 years becomes I'm 25.
I'm agree becomes I agree.
Explain me this becomes explain this to me, or just can you explain?
How is it called becomes what's it called.
What means this becomes what does this mean?
I have a doubt becomes I have a question.
Make a photo becomes take a photo.
I'm boring becomes I'm bored, unless you really mean it.
Unless it's true.
I am living here since 2020 becomes I've lived here since 2020.
And informations becomes information. No S.
And now here's what I really want to say, because I know some people are feeling a bit exposed right now.
Go on.
Every single mistake we talked about today came from intelligence, not from carelessness.
How so?
Because each one is your brain applying a logical rule. I have 25 years is logical. It works in your language. I'm agree is logical. How is it called is logical.
So you weren't being lazy, you were being consistent. English just refused to follow its own pattern.
Your brain built a system and English broke it. That's not your failure.
And I'd add something practical here. Don't try to fix all 10 of these at once. Pick one, just one, the one you know you say most, and watch for it for 2 weeks.
Because 10 corrections at once is impossible and you'll just feel bad.
But one at a time is completely achievable. 10 weeks, 10 fixed mistakes.
And there's one more thing I want to add about how to actually catch these in yourself.
Because noticing is the hard part.
It really is. So here's a trick. Record yourself. 2 minutes talking about your day, and then listen back.
That's genuinely uncomfortable, I'll be honest. Nobody enjoys hearing their own voice.
Nobody.
But it's the fastest way to find your own patterns, and you don't have to show it to anyone.
2 minutes once a month. That's enough. And you'll still make mistakes after that. Everyone does. I still do in my second language.
Everyone does. And you'll notice something encouraging over time. The recordings get better. You'll hear last year's mistakes disappear. The goal was never 0 mistakes. It was fewer of the ones that were quietly following you around. So pick one this week and let the others wait. Take care of your English and take care of your heart. This is Ethan, and you've been listening to Speak English Anyway. And if you've been saying, I have 25 years, congratulations, you are now 25. See you next time.